If you read the sixth day of creation in any other translation, you get words like dominion, domination, control, words that are very different than the actual Hebrew word that is in that text. And I find it really ironic that the only translation that got it right is the one that tells the gist of what is in the Bible and inclusivizes everything. And in doing that, they decided to honor what was actually there, that we are stewards of creation. That God spent 6 days, 6 nights, creating all of the earth, all that we have, all the universe, everything that we experience. And then God created humankind. And then God said to humankind, be stewards of this creation that I have built for you. This is my gift to you, and now you are stewards of it. If you missed the third town hall meeting, we defined stewardship in that one. And we talked about the importance of stewardship, the partnering that happens when we are stewards. We are not above creation, like our contemporary reading says. We are one of the web of life. There is a partnership. And that is why when Roger and Rosie moved into our memorial garden, we said, well, it's theirs. What can we learn from Roger and Rosie and their presence with and amongst us? And what joy we had when their eggs hatched on the day that we were having our repair cafe, and we got to see it, because I literally did not know how quickly they moved. I had no idea that when we showed up on Sunday morning, they'd be gone. I was like, wow, they move them fast. But we got that joy. We got to learn and to watch. I got to know Roger really very well as he greeted me daily at the door, the front door, and as he patrolled the whole property, taking serious care of Rosie. We are in partnership with them. We are not above. We are to care for God's creation. Hildegard of Bingen, a mystic, middle-aged mystic, she has this wonderful vision. And when she's writing her vision, she says that she saw that everything in all of creation has the spark of God within it. And because she was in the Middle Ages, she said it's not just humans that have the spark of God within it. It's not just animals that have the spark of God within it. Trees have the spark of God within it. The spark of God is within every living thing, every single blade of grass, everything. All of creation has that soul, that fire, that image of God that is within it. And we now can be like, yeah, because the creation story says it. But I think we also forget that. We forget that we are just the humans on a planet that is not ours. That we are just the humans on a planet that God gave us and said, this is my planet, this is my universe, this is my cosmos, and you may live here for now. You are to take care of it. You are to multiply, you are to care and make sure that all of the animals, all of the beings, all of the plants are cared for, and that they are also multiplying, that none of them go extinct. And somewhere along the way, we lost our way. We forgot that. And one of the reasons that I studied shamanism is because our indigenous siblings never forgot that. I was seeking something, and I went and found a mentor and learned shamanism. And in that, I learned about the importance of the web of life and honoring it, honoring the directions, honoring the elements, steeping yourself in creation, which we do here in Colorado. The weather is nice. How many of you are up and out and exploring as often as possible now? You can see my sunburn from Deborah and my exploration yesterday. But we need to be in creation. What is Stanley Tucci's show? Do you know what it's called? Something about food in Italy. And Stanley Tucci went exploring food in Italy, and he's on a river, and he's cooking fish because the fishermen who were supposed to be catching the fish for him to cook couldn't catch the fish. And so he's cooking the fish that he brought, and he's asking all sorts of questions, and he usually never gets stumped, but he got silenced. He asked one of the fishermen a question, "Why are you fishing in this river?" And that man said, "Because this is where God is." And he went, "Oh, this is where God is, in this river. I come here every day, every week, because this is where I connect to God." And we all have those places. Think about it for a moment. Each one of you probably has a place that when you walk into, your entire body knows that this is where God is. Hopefully it's here, and hopefully it's out in creation somewhere. But this is the power of stewardship. Stewardship is about recognizing that when our cats and our dogs jump on our lap, God has jumped on our lap. That when we're out planting all of these plants, we're putting God in the soil. That when Rosie and Roger show up, we say, "Welcome, God." That when the snow falls or the rain falls, we say, "Welcome. Welcome, God. Welcome, beauty. Welcome, all that is sacred, all that is holy. Welcome. What can we learn from you? What do you want to tell us?" And we are invited to listen. Because the other thing about stewardship with creation is that it isn't ours. We're gifted it and we're to take care of it. But in order to take care of it, we have to listen to it, right? We have to listen. And Mother Earth right now is crying out for us to take better care of her. She is crying out in more powerful storms. She is crying out in greater earthquakes. She is crying out in a longer tornado season, starting earlier, going later. Same with hurricane season, blizzards. She is crying out and saying, "Listen, take care of me. Take care of me." If there's two blessings that came from COVID, one is that we can worship with our friends who can't get here, but the other is that things started to heal on Mother Earth during COVID. Do you remember all of the stories of beings, of wild animals, of plants just retaking land because we weren't out hiking, we weren't out driving the highways, we weren't out doing all of the things that we normally do as humans, and so they began to return and to heal. Did you listen to that during COVID? Can we take that blessing and that lesson and learn now what that means? How can we, if you read my many blogs throughout all of April and May, how can we lessen our footprint? How can we be greater stewards, caretaking of Mother Earth? What does she want from us? When she shows up, are we willing to welcome her, even if that means we have to change a whole lot of things for whatever that period of time is? Even if it feels like an inconvenience. Are we willing to welcome her, Gaia, in our midst? And to recognize that we go to that river every day and every week, because that is where God is. So let us go to that river every day and every week and welcome God and be stewards and listen to what God is calling us, inviting us to do to help heal this amazing creation that he gave us to steward. Let us take that job seriously, now and always. Amen.